If you think the splendor of hygge has to end just because it's spring, I have good news for you. It doesn't. Hygge isn't just about chunky sweaters, cozy blankets, and hot cocoa by the fire. It's a state of mind and a way of being. Hygge is about consciously creating moments that make you feel good and give you a sense of well-being, and that transcends seasons. So in this video, I'm going to give you a few ideas on how to embrace hygge right now, even though we tend to associate it with fall and winter, because now it's spring and the sun is getting more and more aggressive with each passing day. If you picked up on some slight bitterness there, it's not in your head. I am a fall-winter girl, I'll admit. I just prefer to dwell in the gloomy darkness of winter. Anyway, hygge improves everything, including springtime, so let's talk about how. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Steffi, and I'm the creator of the interior style blog, Moda Misfit, as well as the online course, Small Apartment Styling School, and you're watching Living Pretty, the place for apartment styling tips and small space decor inspiration. So if you want to get inspired with me every week, be sure to subscribe. And be sure to check out this video if you want even more hygge goodness after watching this one. So the first piece of decor that will give you all those happy hygge feelings in spring is anything that reflects light in a way that creates what I call the fairy effect. In my case, I have this sequin pillow that catches the sunlight in a way that creates a sparkle explosion in my apartment. It's one of the most blissful things in my apartment, and if you get natural light in your space, I can't recommend something like this enough. Anything with sequins or even just setting a disco ball somewhere will work. The idea is to make it look like tons of sparkle fairies are having a rager in your apartment when the sunshine hits them in just the right spot. If hygge is all about creating feelings of well-being and contentment, I can't think of anything better than filling your space with sparkles. So I highly recommend you get your own sparkle explosion factory. Another way to enjoy hygge in spring is very simple. Go get some fresh flowers. Go to your local farmer's market or grocery store and treat yourself to a flower arrangement of your choice. I'll admit, I say this as someone who exclusively keeps faux flowers in my space because I prefer not to allow death to be a thing in my apartment. Real flowers die, while faux flowers are immortal. They're like eternally beautiful vampires. But with that said, there really isn't anything like fresh flowers, especially in spring. And there's nothing like the fragrance of fresh flowers. Scent is such a visceral sense for us as humans, and it has a way of getting us to live in the moment. And that's really what hygge is all about, embracing each moment and making each moment feel blissful. Speaking of floral home fragrance, that leads me to my next piece of hygge decor for spring, which is home fragrance. For spring, my current go-to candle is this neroli, ylang ylang, and eucalyptus candle from Target, along with its matching room spray. This scent is intoxicatingly beautiful, and it instantly puts me in the mood for spring, which is saying something because I am such a child of darkness. So if you're looking for a lovely spring fragrance on a budget, I highly recommend making a Target run for this baby. If you want something a bit more luxe and complex, I recommend the Damascena Rose, Orris, and Oud scent by Antica Farmacista and the Bay scent by Diptyque. Another thing you can do to create a sense of spring hygge in your apartment is to switch out your heavy winter blankets for more light and airy fabrics. For example, if you're like me, you definitely have a thing for faux fur blankets. I love to cozy up on my couch wrapped in faux fur with my cat and her real fur on my lap. This is one of the many reasons why I'm a fall winter girl. I love cozying up on a gloomy winter day with a cup of coffee, listening to the rain fall outside, all wrapped up in layers and softness. But we are not talking about fall-winter hygge right now. Stop it, Steph. You have to face that spring is rearing its pretty head and there's nothing you can do about it. But really, just because it's getting warmer outside doesn't mean we can't still stay cozy inside. It's just a different kind of cozy. So just try swapping your heavy winter blankets for something lighter. Fabrics like linen, jersey, cotton, or a lightweight knit can give you that cozy hygge feeling without breaking a sweat. Another thing you can do to create a spring hygge vibe in your apartment is to tweak your color palette. And this can be done just by switching out a few accessories. If the accent colors in your apartment are leaning more towards the dark, deeper, warm hues that work really well in fall and winter, you might want to swap out those accessories for something a bit lighter and spring-friendly. This can be as simple as switching out a few throw pillows, blankets, and florals. For example, there was a time where my main accent color in this apartment was a warm, burnt orange. I had changed my color palette to this fall, winter-friendly style for under $200, which you can see in this video in case you want to see how simple a color palette change can be. Then when spring came, I changed my accent color back to the more spring-friendly shades of green and gold that are currently in here. Again, this is all about creating a cozy hygge environment that embraces whatever season you're currently in. And simply switching out your colors can breathe new life in your apartment and give you those feelings of contentment that hygge is all about. Now, the remaining hygge things that I'm going to talk about in this video are actually more experience-based rather than aesthetic-based. Like I said in my other hygge video, hygge is so much more than an aesthetic. It's also about experiences. So let's talk about what those hygge experiences can be in springtime. So one thing is when you're hanging out in your apartment, whether you're working or relaxing, I definitely recommend you have some soft, gentle background music playing. I have a bunch of go-to music that I play specifically to create a relaxing, cozy experience in my apartment in springtime. As you probably know, if you've been keeping up with me for a while, I love having Zelda music in the background. I also love some good Renaissance lute music, some Spanish guitar, some Jose Gonzalez. If you're not sure where to start when it comes to great background music, I recommend searching those. Hygge is also very much about enjoying food. So I'm going to share with you one of my favorite dishes for spring and summer, which is angel hair pomodoro. Angel hair pomodoro is the perfect pasta for spring and summer because it's light, simple, and won't weigh you down like heavier pastas will. And as the name suggests, it's all about celebrating the tomato, which is at its best in spring and summer. And this pasta is so easy to make. It's simply tomatoes, garlic, olive oil, basil, cayenne pepper for a little kick, and angel hair pasta. It's one of those dishes that's ridiculously simple, but when you have good quality ingredients, it's absolute magic. And finally, the last way to embrace hygge in spring that I'm going to talk about is to simply go outside and take a walk. I know my YouTube channel is an interior decor channel, emphasis on the interior as in not outside, but I feel like this is really worth mentioning. Sometimes the best way to enjoy our apartments is to leave them for a bit. Get outside, breathe in the fresh air, the scents of flowers and freshly cut grass, and just be present. I need to repeatedly remind myself of this because I'm something of a hermit and I can stay inside for an almost alarming length of time. But even my hermit ass loves a good stroll in the park in spring, and that's just about as hygge as it gets. Let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite hygge activity or aesthetic? What are you doing to take care of yourself this spring and experience those feelings of contentment that hygge is all about? Let me know below. For daily glimpses into my studio apartment life, follow me on Instagram at moda.misfit. And for regular doses of small apartment styling tips and small space decor inspiration, be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell to be notified when a new episode goes up every week. And remember, your apartment is destined to be pretty, and you are pretty powerful.